Hello, Rougher fans. Welcome to another Rougher Coaches Show. I'm Dewayne, Pemberton High School principal, sitting in for Bill Huddleston this week with head coach Rafe Watkins. Coach, let's talk a little bit about last Thursday night's game and saw a little of the old Rougher magic, I think, last week.
Well, it's good to have some of it. You know, we needed it. Down 17-0 and wasn't showing much life at all, and luckily come in and got a field goal there right before halftime and was able to come out in the second half and get things going and had a great second half. But yeah, we needed some of your old magic when you used to coach here in '86 and won the state title. So it was good for us. You know, we learned a lot of that's going to be some character building. There's things throughout the season that you're always looking at to help you down the line, and hopefully that showing the kids that they can come back. While it was not a top 10 team, it still showed that come back against teams, you know, down 17-0 and do some good things.
Well, that's the good thing, you know, seeing the kids be able to come back. I think sometimes it's kind of tough to see kids come back when they're not accustomed to winning in the past, and you're trying to bring that back here. And
we talked about that as a coaching staff after the game. You know, we said again, it was one of those deals where Claremore was struggling a little bit as also, but they were sky high. They got three of their good starters back since week 3 that had concussions, that had some knee injuries, that had some ankle injuries, and so they got them back and ran a little different than what we'd prepared for all week. All week was ready for the wing T offense, and you know, if anybody knows about that, it's a total different offense that we had to practice for all week. Then they came out when we saw that 14 wasn't in it, it was going to be number 7. We figured it's going to be that wide open stuff, which they did, and our kids adjusted as we went along. But the good thing is, as we said 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, that group at 17-0 down would have probably folded their tents.
Right.
This group didn't, and I'm very proud of the effort that they was able to go through. And we have some of the highlights here from the second quarter on, I believe. Okay. We want to take a look at that.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Again, it was a beautiful night for football up there at Claremore. I'd never been to Claremore Stadium, and they have a nice facility up there, a good school, and a good stadium. And, you know, I think the first highlight we're going to look at here is Tyreek's first play from scrimmage on the second half. They had that great kicker that was going to put it in the end zone every time. And, you know, Tyreek, you give him an inch and he's going to go and fast, and there's nobody going to catch him at this point. If his legs were another 6 inches longer, no telling how fast he is. This is stride. But very proud of the kids right there. Just sparked us and makes it 17-10. You know, Tyreek suffered a broken fibula later on in the game, and very tough for us. He's out for the season. But here's the defense coming up, Luke Leatherman, and I believe that was Tavian coming in number 13, had a big game. You know, Tavian had to come and play some quarterbacking for us and did a great job of sparking us back for a victory. Cameron Curl and crew in there. I think that was Tracy Hughes coming up. Tracy had by far his best game of the year. The other night he had 14 tackles. Corey, that's what we've been looking for all last spring. You know, he ran like that. Here's our little wolf play that we got against Sapulpa, and we got the same results again. Good to see Bell getting that. Bell's got. Here was about as long an extra point as you'd ever want to see, a 35-yard extra point after they said that we'd cut on the end down there. I don't know that I've ever seen a 35-yard extra point, but you did it right there.
We did it. That's
and it was big. You know, as we saw, our missed one later on in the game was afraid was going to be the difference in the game. We get the one that it was our holder, and he got his hand in the way, got kicked, and we didn't get through it. And, you know, that 1 point differential was sure looking big there at the end, because you knew pretty well if they scored there on that final play that their kicker was not going to miss the extra point with the way he had a 55-yard field goal during the course of the game. Defense came up big. Tavian gets the interception after we'd recovered a fumble down there, kind of a strange play, but they got the ball back again, and then they scored, had a holding penalty, and on the last play then Tavian intercepts it. And of course we can't make anything easy. We have 12 men on the victory formation. We haven't practiced that one a whole lot, so we had 12 men on the field and had to back up a little bit more, but luckily we got the snap, got out, got the game over with.
Well, Coach, you had a big comeback after a 17-point deficit there, and you have a goal line stand to end it and an interception. So I mean, it all worked out in the end. So I mean, it shows the kids rising up and maybe a little bit changing
Hopefully
attitude.
We'll carry that momentum over into this week. We'll have to in these final 3 games, playing much better teams, top 10 teams, and leading to the districts, and we can get ready to talk about Sand Springs next.
Okay. Well, let's take a little bit of break, and we'll be back with the Coaches Show again here in just a minute or two.
Good morning, sunbeams will soon smile through. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Good morning, good morning.
Muskogee High School morning announcements. We are so proud to bring the students and faculty information on daily events and activities. Hosted by students of Muskogee High School Broadcasting and our wonderful co-host and principal, Mr. Dewayne Pemberton, as we develop the skills needed in today's world of news broadcasting. Remember, it's always a great day to be a Rougher.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show with Rafe Watkins. And Coach, tell us a little bit about the Sandites.
Well, they're by far the best team that we've probably played in the last 4 weeks in our district. They're sitting at third right now just due to the point totals. They're undefeated. They're 4-0. They're 6-1 overall. Their only loss coming to number one team in 5A right now, Guthrie. They got beat 23-20, and they're a very solid football team. They're about 50-50 on what they want to do offensively. They run it very efficiently, but they also throw the ball well. Not a real deep ball threat, but they run a lot of screens. So if you're aggressive, they're gonna make you replace, and they do a good job on the screens in the short game, replacement routes, rub routes if you're on offense, and pick routes if you're on defense. Notre Dame can tell you about that right now. But they're a very solid football team. They're young on defense, but they're probably as good as defense as we've seen since Owasso, to be quite honest. We will have our hands full with it, but right now we're sitting at 3-1 and fourth in the district, and our goal ultimately still is, even if we're fourth, we just want to make the playoffs. And for us to be able to make the playoffs, this is one of those must-win games. We're in playoff mode right now. We have to win this ball game, and if we can continue with the momentum that we got in the second half against Claremore, Sand Springs beat Claremore 17-0. I'd like to think if they didn't have the two short fields, we could have beat them somewhere around that. So if we go out and play our type of ball that we're capable of playing in spurts, the thing is we have not put 4 quarters together, and that's what we're looking to do this week. And if we can do that, I like our chances. I think our special teams, we're a little ahead in the kicking game, but we're going to have to slow them down offensively. And then, as the old saying, we've got to have sustained drives and take care of the ball.
Play good defense and move the ball a little bit. I guess that's the name of the game
for championships. Is play good defense and be able to run the ball.
Okay, well, it's going to be good weather according to the weatherman that night. The game starts at 7. Tailgate party that night at 5 o'clock, and you'll see senior night, so all the seniors will be recognized. And so bring your kids out. They're going to have bounce houses and different activities. I think a petting zoo out there from FFA, so it's a good night to bring everyone out. The weather's going to be outstanding. See the seniors in the last home game of the year, and if you can't come out, you can always watch it streaming on RougherTV. So, Coach, good luck to you, and hope the kids play great, and I'm excited about it. And matter of fact, I'll even be in the booth with Nick Hampton that night taking Bill's place on the radio, so I'm hoping I don't slip up and say something I shouldn't.
I'm sure you'll do a great job.
But you'll hear me screaming through the glass on Friday night. We do want
everybody to come out, though, and support those seniors. We've got 21 seniors and football players. We've got some managers and stuff. The cheerleaders will be recognized, and, they're all Roughers, and they've done a great job for us here the last 4 years, and as Muskogee Roughers, and hopefully everybody will come out and support those kids.
Okay, so everybody come out at 5 for the tailgate party and stay for the game at 7. Bring the kids and the family and see a great ball game, and we're going to continue down the road to success. So, Coach, good luck to you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.